Tap for Sap is a trail race. It is at Brady's Run Park. It happens in April every year. We have worked it so that it mixes in elements of the Maple Syrup Festival.
Well, this year was technically, it was the second year. First year was a fun run. This year was the first real year. And it's something we hope to keep doing on an annual basis.
We really wanted to show off the park first and foremost, and you know, the route Jason has kind of put together over all these years. I think it's a great route, and I think more people need to see it. I also just curious in a way that, you know, you sign up for an ultra to see if you can do it. Kind of the same thing with being a race director. I'm like, oh, I wonder if we could pull this off.
Because it's only a 25K, we kind of wanted to cater this towards people that were new. Maybe they were new to trail running, maybe they were a road runner that wanted to come back into trail running, or maybe it was a seasoned veteran who needed this as a training run for a 50K. Also, people that just came out and hiked it who were using it for a challenge for like the Race with Carson Trail Challenge. I think that's what was the main driving point for us, is we wanted people to come out for that 25K distance and use it for any one of those reasons.
There's something for everyone who wants to be outdoors, and that you can push yourself and run and try to win the Golden Sap Bucket. But then we also welcome those that are just gonna come up and walk every step. And in between all of that, hopefully we get a bunch of cool people, and which delivers us a really great race day vibe.
I would say the course is classic PA hardwoods or East Coast woodlands. You get a run through nice flowy single track, a few little waterfalls, especially this year with all the rain. There's some nice climbs there. One of the most notable features, is my co-director can better describe it.
We have Sugar Shot Hill, which we have volunteers stationed at the top of Sugar Shot Hill because it's an out and back hill, which is kind of mean. So to kind of sweeten the deal with the out and back, we have some friends waiting on top of the hill with maple syrup.
Work those glutes. Oh my God. I got you. It's a very flattering angle.
Those guys have a good time, and they make sure other people are having a good time. And you can take a shot of maple syrup if you'd like. There's some lakeside running, which is, I mean, anytime you can run by a lake is good. And then there's, towards the end of the race, there's some switchbacks through some really nice hemlocks.
And the park itself is just a beautiful park with some of the accommodations in the lodge where you start and finish. It's just, yeah, there's lots of features to see.
So my history at Brady's Run, that was the first place I ran with Jason where, I don't know, I would say like where my running soul was birthed.
Brady's Run, I've been going there since the beginning of time almost, it feels like. Every year we'd go out there and make pilgrimages out there. I'd go out there and take other people out there, and everybody kept saying, oh, this is a great park, we didn't know anything about it.
But yeah, I ran that first time with him, and I thought the park was awesome.
Everything just came together about why we should have an event out there, because not enough people knew anything about Brady's Run.
The conversation when we were running out there always came around to like, okay, if we did have a race out here, where would we start it? How would we support runners with aid? Could we like tie it in with the Maple Syrup Festival? These were all kind of like thoughts we had. In 2023, we're like, we got to do it this year. I think it was like January of that year. We're like, we got to get an email out to the Explorers Club and see if anyone wants to do this. Word got out, and we had that fun run that first year.
2, 1, go! Rock, have fun! With the compound, orange flags! White and orange polka dots. Have fun. Harder than I thought I'd get. I want some sap when I get back.
So one of my favorite parts of the first year was just seeing everybody arrive, but we had a group of people come from New York, upstate New York. Somehow they heard about it and drove, I don't know, like 3 or 4 hours, and they were awesome. They really brought a fun and positive vibe. That in and of itself was like super encouraging to like keep doing it. It's like, oh, if people are gonna show up and like travel for this thing, like we better do the damn thing, right?
Favorite part about the first year is that we just had a lot of friends come out and support us. To me, that meant a lot. That they all showed up. The positive feedback we got from that cinched it for us to make it an official first year this past year.
When we first started running out at Brady's, they would actually tap some of the maple trees on the back side of the course, and we would have to run through the actual tubing lines in the last like 3 or 4 miles.
But it all came together as Brady's Run's known for the Maple Syrup Festival. We're having a trail race at Brady's Run, so Ryan coined the perfect name, Tap for Sap, and away we went with it.
Jason Miller interview, take 2, take 3. Three Rivers Outdoor Company, Three Rock, is Pittsburgh's hub for the outdoors. So kind of, what's meant to be the center point for the outdoor community, the place to bring everybody together from all the various walks of life in the outdoor world, between rock climbing, hiking, whitewater, trail running, all those different facets. That was really the goal and the vision when they started Three Rock, was, a place for Three Rock, to have a physical place where all these different communities could come together.
Couldn't think of a better person to partner with, because they do such a good job of getting people outdoors, creating events where people can go out and enjoy the outdoors, and they even have their Tuesday night trail runs. So we thought, why not partner with a local gear stop that also encourages people to get outside, which is what we want to do. There's
all these like fun moments that I think back to during planning, and one of them was coming to the Three Rock shop, and we were meeting with Jason Miller, and he was rappelling as Santa on the facade of the Three Rock shop.
Ho, 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 on rappel!
And then we held our first planning meeting, and he was wearing Santa pants, and it was awesome. The big differences were, number one, permitting through the park and like letting them know like this is actually happening, versus the first year where we just like, hey friends, we're meeting up at this pavilion, and then we'll say go at 8.
Coordinating with all the volunteers to help put on the race, which we couldn't do without.
Organizing the timing was important to us, having a professional timer at the race. Coordinating the post-race breakfast of pancakes, maple syrup, and sausage with Push Beaver County. They host the Maple Syrup Festival the week after Tap for Sap. So they came out 2 weekends in a row. They came out a weekend early to also support us. That means the world.
All those things were things that we didn't have to do in the fun run year that we had to do in the first official year. We couldn't speak more highly of working with Beaver County and the Tourism Bureau. They were uber supportive of us to the point it was almost in disbelief. And we worked with a couple people in particular, Tony and Katie, and they were just fantastic. They supported us, went above and beyond what we could ever do. Regis, the person who helped spearhead all the post-race food, he couldn't have been more supportive of us. It really makes a difference when you get to work in tandem with people to support you, to put on an event, and how they wanted us to succeed. That made all the difference in the world. I can tell you from talking with other race directors, many times that's not the case. You're more like a thorn in the parks people's side, but in our case, they were just uber supportive, and they wanted to see us succeed, and it made Ryan and I want to succeed even more, knowing that they had our back.
If you have people helping you and you have people signed up, like the pressure is on to deliver. I think it rained for like 3 or 4 days right before the race, so that's great.
Flagging, Ryan and I went out the day before and pouring down rain, and we flagged the course, which it was still actually quite fun.
What are we doing, Jace?
We are marking the course. That's what we're doing.
You ever seen the creek this high, Jason?
Nope. Oh yeah. No, I have not.
Hopefully it doesn't get any higher.
If it gets any higher, we might have to run on the road.
Yeah. Dang. Jason, you ever see a pond here before?
I have, but not that clean. It's actually green and not muddy.
Yeah, fresh runoff. It's an extra body of water they get to run around.
Looking good.
Race morning, there's a little bit of nervous jitters, at least for myself. You know, we had to make sure everybody's happy. We didn't want anybody to get lost. We didn't want anybody to be disappointed.
I was worried that the stream would be over the first bridge we would have to cross, that the runners would have to cross, and that we would have to reroute. I was worried that our flagging washed away. There was a point where people were coming to pick up their bibs, and there's this line of people, right? And that, I would say, was peak worry. And I was like, oh my goodness, how are we gonna get all these people in the next 30 minutes? And at that point, like, there was nothing I could really do. I kind of had to just like turn it over to our volunteers, just like have faith that they had it. And they did. You know, turns out like we got good people to work with us. So at that point, there was nothing I could do. So had forcibly let go of the situation and just let the event play out.
I felt like the weight was lifted off our shoulders when the gun went off and Ryan said start, and all the runners started running. To me, that was a point where we knew everything was going to be okay.
For some pancakes, some syrup. Good luck, have fun. Orange markings, all orange.
My favorite part in year 2 was seeing everybody like talk and gather after the race and just like kind of recount what they did, what they saw out there, where they fell in the mud, what parts they liked, what parts they didn't like. You know, just having a group come together after an experience in the woods, you know, like be a part of that was it's the best.
So here are some of the comments we had for some of the runners that came out for Tap for Sap. Somebody commented, I love maple syrup, which got me to sign up. How cool was that? This was also my first official trail race. That's awesome. And I enjoyed the experience of trying something new more than anything. That's exactly the person that we tailored Tap for Sap for. Somebody that had never done anything, and this was their first race. We feel honored they did it, that their first race was with us.
All the volunteers were super peppy and great. Check-in and parking the morning of was a breeze, and the aid station was excellent. It's a really beautiful course. I was surprised at the techie trails, kind of a hidden gem. That hits on all the things we tried to do. I love to hear that the volunteers were peppy and happy, and that, I mean, I think that shows in how many people had a good time. Beautiful course. We know we want more people to come see it.
Finally, the last comment was the people. This was my first race and everyone was so welcoming and inspiring. This event has made me want to continue my running journey even more than before. Well, that says it all. That's why, as RDs, you put on a race for a comment like that. This got them going and they want to continue it even more. That says it all in a nutshell right there.